Welcome back to Pretty Geez Thingz, the podcast where we talk about the pretty, the messy, and everything in between. I am your host, Geez, and we are on episode 8, y'all. Okay? That's 8 weeks in the game already, y'all. That is... Look back to me. Make sure these bracelets are figured out before we start recording. Even though we already recording. Y'all, let me tell you, I've been trying to record this episode for like the last half hour, I want to say. But every time I do, my contacts is drying up. The dog want to keep making noise. He getting water and stuff. Like, it's just too much going on. So if this don't work, I might gotta record another night. Okay. But anyway, we're going to jump right into it. I know I say every time, but we're really going to jump right into it today. So if you have not already, make sure you like the episode because you're going to love it. Comment and subscribe to the channel, of course, to stay updated with everything PGT. Y'all are my PGT gang. That's what we already decided on. Y'all are the PGT gang. So lock in. Okay. Now, I think I am going to stick to 40-minute episodes. I think that's just a pretty good balance between the 30-minute and the hour. And then I feel like it holds people's attention long enough. I feel like it's enough information. It's not too much, Cool. So let me know how you feel about that too. I feel like a lot of people will agree though. So whatever. If you're new here, we start every episode with a pretty, a messy, and an in between. So your pretty is something good from the week. Your messy is something bad, so to speak. And your in between is something good, something bad. You don't really know where to put it at. So my pretty for this week was pumpkin painting. So I did end up, I'll put it on the screen somewhere here. I did end up painting Ursula from The Little Mermaid, and I painted Hello Kitty. So excited about that. I hope I want to see what y'all feedback is because I know a lot of people gave me suggestions. I don't think anybody suggested Ursula, but everybody just kept saying paint me. I'm like, I'm glad y'all have so much faith in me, but okay. But yeah, I think pumpkin painting and just, like being with my friends, like my friend came, my sister's friend came. I got to spend time with my sister, and like granted, I know I was just talking about her. I love her to death, and she knows I was talking about her. I was like, did you listen to the project? But I just like, if you know, and I think I talked about that in another episode. Like, I'm the type of person when I'm going through stuff, and like, as I'm gonna keep talking about my grief journey, like when I'm going through stuff, I like to be surrounded by the people I love. I like to feel cared about. I like to socialize. I like to be, like, what's the painful? Like, I just want to be around some love, baby. Like, that's it. So it was just so nice being able to like see a bunch of people I love and care about, and hang out and have fun. And we was outside again this weekend. It was really fun. So yeah, I love that. That's what I need. That's what does it for me. That's what keeps my spirits up, keeps my energy going. Not even just the drinking, but just like, again, just being surrounded by my loved ones. So that was my pretty. I'm glad I have such a pretty for this week. My messy is I have just been eating so poorly. Like, I have been eating terribly. I just haven't. So I think I told you I have a planner, and I write things I need to do every week. Like, there's 3 priorities for every week, and I have not been crossing off none of them. I'm not getting my homework done by Friday. I'm not eating clean. I'm not exercising twice out the week. I'm not doing anything, which is such like, if like, especially when you set a goal for yourself and then you don't check it off, it's like, it's such a letdown for yourself. Like, it's like you're, kicking somebody while you're down. Like, I'm kicking myself while I'm down already. I'm already feeling down because I haven't accomplished these things. And then now I'm still not, like, I'm talking like 3 weeks in a row I've written down, like, exercise twice this week, read 1 chapter from your book. And I don't, like, I'm about to just stop writing it down because that's maybe that's why I'm not getting it done. But I just don't like missing goals. I don't like setting goals and not achieving them. I'm not used to that. So that's my messy for this week, but we are correcting it. I'm doing way better since last week. I've been eating really clean this week. I just been eating a bunch of shrimp Caesar salad and salmon and broccoli, and yeah, and more so like it's really just because it has nothing to do with like wanting to lose weight or anything. If anything, my weight has been very up and down. Actually, I just found out I'm 150 now, so I was closer to 160. So I lost probably like damn near 10 pounds, and then I was 140 at one. Like, I'm just going up and down, probably to do with my grief or whatever, but just I'm not eating, like, it's messing my body up. Like, I can start to feel it. Like, I'm getting to that age where, everything, I'm feeling everything I'm eating. Like, I don't like that. I can't be feeling sluggish all the time or like just sick after I eat. Like, I hate that for myself. So I just want to be more intentional about what I'm putting in my body at all times. And also, add to my pretty too today, I took a walk. I took a lovely walk. I walked like 6 or 7 times around my apartment complex. Such a nice time. I was listening to my dad's playlist I made. It was just so beautiful. It was really like, and the sun was setting. Like, it was just such a good freaking time. Like, I just needed today. I really needed today. Like, what I think I said it in a previous episode, but like today was one of those days where it was like, you know what? Life is worth living. Like, life is worth living. um, and then my in between with my in between. My contacts keep drying up, and like I have no, like this is tearing me up. My in between was drinking. Okay, drinking. So, and if there's ever clips and stuff, like it's only because I be getting stuck on how much I want to share about things, and it's really like I don't care to share. Like I said, like I'm an oversharer. I just like to be transparent because, like, for me personally, how I am as a viewer, like, I like to see that other people are dealing with the same shit I'm dealing with. Like, that helps me feel not alone or feel seen or whatever the case may be. But you know, with sharing things comes like, I don't like to use the word exposing, but you know, like, it's not always my story to tell, but that's where I need to start understanding. Like, I be going through stuff and it is my experience. So I don't know how much I'm gonna share. All that to say, y'all needed that context, but my drinking. So, drinking runs very heavily. Fuck it, we just gonna share everything. We gonna get real vulnerable today. So, I have been struggling with my drinking, and not like that's not like the whole. That's not what we're gonna share today. So basically, I am very crazy about my drinking, and not my drinking like I have a drinking problem, but like just drinking period, because alcoholism runs very heavy on my mother's side of the family. My mom is alcoholic. It goes very deep into that side of the family. It's very, very bad. So I've always been very, very conscious about my drinking, and it's really hard, especially at the age I am now, because it's like I remember talks like crying to my dad because I can go out and have a good weekend and just get, too messed up, have one too many drinks, and I will beat myself down about it. And it's like, girl, you're this old, like you're however old, and I don't even have to do anything. It can be times, of course, like there's some nights where you OD, you do too much, like we're overdoing it, like, but there's some nights where I have a great time and I will still wake up the next morning and beat myself up like you're just like everybody else, like you're falling victim to your environment. And it's like, relax. You're 23, you're 24, you're 25 years old. Like, it's not that serious. But because of my background, because of my upbringing, there's trauma there. So like, that's been really hard for me, especially after my dad passed, because it started last summer. Last summer, I don't know what was going on. I was drinking way too much. And I remember, again, crying to my dad about it. Like, I feel like I'm not being myself. Like, I'm drinking too much. Like, I want to chill out. And he, like, had to, talk me off the ledge. Like, baby girl, like, you're a young woman. Like, you're a young girl in your 20s. Like, you're going to drink. You're going to have blackout nights. Like, it's okay. Just don't, put yourself in harm's way. Put others in harm's way. And so this year, when my dad passed in January, I feel like I started to develop an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. A couple months after the fact, like every single time I drink, I had to black out, like every single time. And I'm blacking out and I'm angry. I'm blacking out and I'm doing crazy stuff, like off the wall stuff. Like, what was that? Whatever episode we just had a trigger warning about, that was under the influence, me being too drunk and being too deep in my grief. And that's what I mean. That's not a good mixture. So back in like June, I want to say, had too many, like that's what I mean, had a blackout night, just went way too, I put others, people in danger. So like, I just made the conscious decision of, okay, like I need to tone it down. I need to take a break. So I don't think I drank for like a month or 2 months. It was like in a 2-month time period, I think I had one drink and I was out to eat. And that's another thing. Like, in my head, I'd be telling myself, like, you're an alcoholic. And it's like, that doesn't make you, like, just because you have alcoholism in the family or whatever, that doesn't make you alcoholic. But this is an in-between because I've been out 2 times. So last weekend and the weekend before, I've been out. I've gotten super drunk. And that's why it's an in-between, because I don't know how good that is that I got super drunk. But it's just like, I'm drinking and I'm remembering everything. I'm remembering what I'm doing. I'm remembering the choices I'm making. I'm actively in the moment. Like, granted, maybe not so much towards the ends of the night, because I be like, what was that, last weekend? Yeah, I think I told y'all, like, I was throwing up, but we're blaming that on the crabs, not the cut with her and the tequila shots, but whatever. So, but even this past weekend, like, I love being able to recount the night. I love being able to talk about the night and actually remember what happened. Like, that's what I mean. It was so many nights that I had where I'm not remembering anything for the night, and I'm having to text people in the morning, like, hey, did this happen? Like, hey, what happened? Like, how did I get home? Like, I don't like that. So these past 2 weekends, I've been a lot more responsible. I've paced myself a lot better. I've made sure to stay hydrated during the week, throughout the night. And it just feels good to be like responsible. So yeah, pat on the back to me. But also just it's an in-between, because it's good that I'm doing that, but it's also like I want to be conscious of how much I am drinking and being deep in my grief. But I feel like the last 2 weekends, like the last few months, I'm getting drunk because I'm sad. The last 2 weekends, it's like we're out and we're having fun. That's what I mean. Like my sister came out this weekend. That's what I mean. I love going out with my sister because it's like having my own personal bodyguard. Like my sister don't play about me. She said that this weekend. She was like, I really hate having a pretty sister. Like it's like cool and all that you're pretty, but it's like sometimes it's just like, oh, like it's so annoying. But I love it because she do not be funny. She be like, but the only thing is like when we get to twerking and stuff, she be like, oh my God, like, girl, I'm sorry, but I'm only gonna be young and sexy one time. Like, but yeah, so that is my pretty messy and in between. Let me know in the comments what your pretty messy and in between was from this week if you feel free to do so. We have a pretty good balance of topics, but let's jump right into the hot topics. I don't know how to say this girl name, and I don't even care how to say this girl name because she's insane. Her name is Sakiyna Thompson. I'm gonna go with Sakiyna Thompson. If you don't know, so, which everybody should, because this is actually insane what took place. So Sakiyna Thompson, 31-year-old Sakiyna Thompson, was convicted of murdering her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend, 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson, after flying to Florida to confront her. And she got life without parole. And mind you, her ex-boyfriend is already moved on and currently engaged to someone else. I actually saw this story so long ago because on another podcast, Behind the Likes, that I be talking about, she actually met the girl, like, and she just recalled the girl being like weird, like giving weird vibes. And then she was like, then I saw it on the news for killing the girl. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy because she gave me weird vibes. This is what I was talking about in like one of my, I think my second episode. Like, this is why I don't take that stalking on social media shit lightly, because they like, bitches are weird. Bitches are crazy. Like, that type of shit is serious. Like, they are really like, and that's what I mean. I'm not making excuses, but they really get so far deep in their head, they start to think crazy shit and just move on it. Like, you got on a plane from New York, went all the way to Florida and murdered somebody. And then she's like, in the video, she's like, oh, I didn't come there with that intention. I was trying to talk, and then she attacked me. She attacked you in her apartment that you came to, showed up to in the middle of the night. Like, okay. Mind you, she came dressed all black, cap on, didn't even see she had hair. She looked like a man in the video. Then clean the blood up, attempted to clean up the crime scene, put the girl who's you just murdered clothes on and left. Like, please. But all that to say, so she did attempt to reach out to the lady via social media and like try to, come to her as a woman, like, are you talking to my man, and the girl wasn't going for it. The girl just ignored her, didn't pay her any mind. And that's what I'm saying, where it's so scary. You can even ignore, you can block, you cannot pay it no mind, and they still like this. Don't take that shit lightly. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how like that like I will take it to the first extent. Like, I'm not playing. Feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, but that's why I don't play about that. I don't play about that at all. I don't play about girls making all these fake pages to watch my page. Like, that is to me, because that's what I'm saying. Everybody thinks that shit is funny, or trolling girls about that like, and granted, yeah, I troll a little bit, but to a certain point, that's why I be saying like that shit is not funny. It's scary. It's genuinely scary that you're taking the time to make so many pages, to make so many emails. Like, no, that like, if somebody's willing to put in that much effort, how far else do you think they'll go? Like, that's what I'm saying. Or like, what if they see you in person and that anger just boils to the top of their head? Like, this bitch won't pay me no mind. Like, and that's what I mean. They be wanting you to pay them attention, and you give them dust, and that really sets them into a whirlwind, and you don't know, like who's that one football player and his mom, she threw the girl ended up like throwing acid on her face. Like, you can't play with people. Like, you cannot. But girls are evil. Evil human beings. They really are. And like, envy and jealousy is so dangerous. Like, so dangerous. It's so dangerous. I can't say it enough. Okay. But yeah, that is why I don't play that. That is why 9 times out of 10 I really don't ignore girls doing that to me, like making fake pages and stuff, or like trying to come to me as a woman. I really don't ever pay them dust. I feed into it because I need to see what you want. Okay, like, I need to see what type of time you want, what you trying to get into, because I'm gonna let you know right then and there. Call me whatever you want. I'm not trying to get into that. Take them. I don't want to take them. Okay. Like, moving on, because we ain't even gonna give her no more time. But ladies, just be careful. Moving on to J.Lo. So J.Lo went on to a podcast, a show, whatever the case may be, and she basically said that, because she's been married 4 times. I think yep. I did look it up, y'all. She's been married 4 times. So she went on a podcast and basically said that none of the men that she was with were capable of loving her. And one of her ex-husbands went on there and wrote and you could tell he was mad because it was all these typos. It was all tight. And that's why we was like, we understand what you're saying, brother. Okay. He typed a 5-post thing calling her a cheater, calling her all types of things. He's like, you cared about the fame more than anything. I can't believe you would get on here and say, we weren't capable of loving you. Like, you've been loved many times. Like, when he went in on her. And what I got from that wasn't even I don't think what I got was what she was trying to get. What I got from that is some things are just better left untouched. You don't gotta speak on everything. There was just a better way to answer that question, because that's what I'm saying. It's perception versus reality. You trying to perceive things to be a certain way, and some just with social media period, and that's what I mean, this was on a talk show or whatever, but with social media period, it's why do y'all get on anywhere saying anything that somebody can call your bluff on? Don't do it. Just be yourself. Be real. And that's what I mean. If you don't want to be real, if you don't want to tell the situation, then just don't speak on it. That's why I said when I be cutting stuff, that's why I be stuck, because I just don't want to lie. I don't want to make something up or make something look like it's whatever the case may be, and it's not. So that's what I got from that. I feel like she should not have spoken on that. I feel like she could have just left it, just gave a cute little demure answer, opposed to saying they're not capable. And it was the confidence in which she said it, oh yeah, they're not capable of loving me. They weren't capable. And it's just don't do that. And somebody that's why we don't be knowing what be going in somebody's lives. He could have receipts, who knows? But just, I would prefer if we all stop getting on these platforms and doing stuff like that, where somebody can really call your bluff, somebody can pull your card. Don't do that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I want to see if she responds to that, because I genuinely want to see how she feels about that. Because it's he really, I feel like he was very genuine in what he was saying. And granted, who knows what's genuine up in Hollywood or wherever. But I don't know. He seemed very affected. He seemed like that was a genuine reaction to him being hurt by what she said. So let's see if she responds. I haven't seen nothing yet, but I just feel like speaking on that backfired on her. And I feel like that happens a lot. There's certain things that don't even need to be addressed, and people will call it out or address it. And now somebody calling your bluff, or somebody bringing up some other shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing. And now you getting exposed. And I feel like that's really what happened. I'm glad I recorded so late, because literally, it's 11:33. But I'm glad I waited, because now there's a response from Chris Brown. But so Kevin McCall got on, and he's on Chris Brown's song Strip, but apparently he's produced a handful other of his songs. But he got on the podcast Back on Fig and was fully crashed out, honestly, just fully crashed out. He was crying, and he's just hollering and screaming about how he's on EBT, he's on food stamps, and he should that's crazy, and how he's so embarrassed. And Chris Brown just went on this tour, made all this money, and I cannot get my 25K or 20K that he owed me, whatever the case. And I don't know how I feel about that. And so Young Thug got on there too and was like, yo, Kevin McCall, call me. I'll get you the money. I'm sure Chris Brown would do it too. People just be busy sometimes, da, da, da. And I thought that was very sweet of Young Thug to do. But also, this is why you gotta stay out of people's business, because you don't know what the situation might be. He on there crying and everything. And of course, yeah, that tugs at, especially me, I'm a very empathetic person. That made me so, because I'm just sensitive. So anything will make me cry. So I'm I feel for him, but you don't know what led him to this point. And I'm very much so a person, at the end of the day, you got to make shit shake for yourself. That's not Chris Brown. Granted, and that's what I mean, yes, he could have burnt him. Who, again, we don't know. This is all, we don't know. But even if he did burn you, that's on you as a man, and not just because he's a man, but that's on you as just a person, an individual. Charge that shit to the game and pick it back up. It's time, we can't stop for nothing. There's not, you can't, so what now? That's going to be your excuse for the rest of your life? People going to do shit to you no matter what. Bad is going to happen to you. There's always, there's karma, and that's what I mean. Your karma, you putting in the work and you continuing no matter what happens to you, that will produce good karma for you. That's gonna be on them at the end of the day if they do you bad. But Chris Brown actually did end up responding tonight. He literally responded like 20 minutes ago. And he said, remember this, you can't walk across a burnt bridge. And you know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one. I think that's so crazy. Like, why do they be playing? Like, why do these celebrities be playing on our social media? Like, that's so, and that's what I mean, because he really on there crying, you gonna get on and talk about, you know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one. But from that, what I'm getting is there's two sides to a story. We know that. There's always two sides to the story, three sides, whatever people be saying. There's a truth, your truth, whatever. So I feel like everybody shouldn't be so quick to pass judgment, but everybody also shouldn't be so quick to extend sympathy, because we have no idea what led him. Personal choices could have led him there too. So it's not, at the end of the day, regardless of the matter, regardless of what Chris Brown did or didn't do for him, it's not on Chris Brown why you are in the situation you're in. It's not 100% on Chris Brown. Like, there is so much in this world. I can't even get food stamps. I wish I could get food stamps. I gotta make some shit shake though, because I can't. Like, if there's a way around that though, somebody let me know, because I want some food stamps so bad. Is anybody selling food stamps? Can I even say that on here? I don't know. But yeah, me personally, because they were asking like, do he have a case? Does he have a case? Like, do you think this is like? I don't think he has a case. I think he should figure it out, like we all are trying to in this world, like for real. But yeah, that's all I have for hot topics. I'm done spilling the tea for this week. Let's get into some real talk. Where do we want to start? Okay, so this came up this week. This comes up like every other week for me at this point since my dad passed. So let's talk about sharing your relationship business, or talking about your relationship with your friends. Do y'all do this? Me personally, y'all know that's me personally, I prefer not to. I and my friends notice like something will happen. My friends don't know till like weeks later, months later. Like, I be popping out like, oh yeah, oh, I didn't tell you that happened like a couple months ago. Yeah, like it's because what happened was I got out of the habit of talking to my friends about my relationship, or if I'm in a relationship, I got out of the habit of doing that because I'm such an indecisive person. I don't need 5 opinions. I don't. And that's why I had to start realizing myself. Like, I had to acknowledge that myself. I had to start doing some self-reflecting and realizing I'm damaging my thought process. Like, because that's what I mean. I'm so indecisive already, and then I'm taking in all these different energies, different opinions, and I don't need to do that. I need to think for myself, for one, because I'm already so indecisive. That's one. And 2, it's really nobody's business at the end of the day, because then I can admit I'm the type of friend, I might get mad. Like, especially because I feel like that's the thing too. I feel like when you go to your friends or family, whoever, it doesn't have to be just friends, but when you go to people and you give them this information, when you talk about your business, you're giving them a right to form an opinion. You're giving them the right to have an opinion. And not everybody's going to sit there and bite their tongue for you. So they might just out of nowhere speak on shit, and it's like, oh, whoa. Did I come to you about anything right now? Like, did I bring, why are you talking about this person like that? And that's what I mean. Don't even have to be a relationship, just period. When somebody does you wrong and you go tell a friend about it, they now have that opinion on the person. And then now every time you bring it up, it's smoke. Now every time you bring that person up, it's smoke. It's up with them. It's, oh, well, what the fuck he went? Like, oh, whoa. Tone it down. Like, but I've been struggling with this since my dad passed, because aside from friends, I would just go to my mom and my dad about everything, and that's all I'm saying. I don't be knowing how much I be going to share it, but I'm not going to speak on it too much. But I don't have my dad anymore. Obviously, my dad passed away. I don't talk to my dad anymore. And then I'm no contact with my mom. I haven't spoken to my mom in probably like 2 months now. So I don't have anybody to talk to. So like, usually I would go to my parents about it. I would talk to my parents about it. I would try to get their advice, because it's just the people who birthed you, like, it's the opinion or whatever. So, or like, you believe their opinion to be valid. I can say that I hold their opinion, or their, they know you best. You came from them. So like, I'll hold their opinion over anybody. But I just stopped going to my friends after a while. But now, not having that, I'm stuck going back to my friends. And it's not to say stuck, but it's like, I would prefer not to. I would really prefer not to. And granted, I was in therapy. I think I told you that. I was in therapy. But my therapist ghosted me. And I don't know if she meant to ghost me. And I'm not going to speak on it too much. But that's what I mean. I'm going to try to reach out to her again, because basically we had to switch platforms. And I've been trying to get on another platform because I genuinely feel like I need therapy. I really, like, I need it. I need to be able to talk, like I said, to an outside perspective. Now that I don't have my parents, I need to be able to talk to an outside perspective about life, about things. I don't need to be talking to my friends, and it's not a dig at them, but I don't need to be talking to my friends about everything, because it's like, and we can all agree on this, half the time it's the blind leading the blind. I don't need to be talking to them about everything. Sometimes you don't want to be a burden to your friends. You don't want to be dumping all this on them. I don't always want to have like, I tell my friends that all the time too. Like, that keeps me from reaching out to friends sometimes, because I don't want to have, I'm always like, I feel like I always got something negative to talk about, and that's not it. It's just like, this is what's, my mind is very negative at the time because of my circumstances, and I don't have anywhere to go with it. So that's something I've been really frustrated with, really trying to juggle. But I've been, something I've been doing though is like, if it's like, depending on the extreme of the situation, I'll wait 5 minutes. And if I still feel like I need to talk to somebody, wait 5 to 10 minutes. If I still feel like I need to talk to somebody, then, you know, I'll reach out to like one of my closest friends at like one of my best friends in Texas. I like to reach out to her a lot. She's like very she will shut up. Like, if I tell her don't say nothing, she's going to shut up and she's going to listen and she's going to pray with me. And that's what I really love. She's going to pray for me. She's going to sit on the phone. She'll pray with me. She's going to find a Bible verse for it. But, and then we're really good at telling each other when we're tripping. Like, she's really good at calling me on my shit. I'm really good at calling her on her shit. So 9 times out of 10, I'm calling her like, I'm tripping. Let me know if I'm tripping. And she has no problem telling me. So, but I try to wait a couple minutes or wait like a little bit. I literally just did this with her the other day to see if I was tripping about something. And I felt like, at first I told her, I was like, no, like, I don't need to talk about it anymore. Like, I'm good. I don't think I'm tripping. She was like, she ended up like calling me anyway. And I was like, no, you know what? I really do need to talk about somebody. Like, can you tell me if I'm tripping or not? So I love that. But also, like, like I said, I don't want to be dumping everything on my friends, or I don't want to have to share every single thing with my friends. Like, I want to be able to go elsewhere with this information. Like, I don't like that. Especially when it gets to talking about like situations where people know each other and stuff. It's like, I don't like sharing other people's business like that. So that can be and that's why therapists are necessary. That's why therapy is necessary. But another thing is like sleeping on things, because I noticed a lot. That's why I regret talking about stuff so much, because it's like, I know, at least me personally, there's so many times where I've gone to a friend or gone to a family member, gone to my sister, then like anybody, and talked about a situation, and then I don't be as mad about the situation no more, but now they're mad about it. And it's like, I can't take that away now because I told them all the information. So it's like, again, getting mad or getting upset with somebody because they formed an opinion on something you shared with them, and it's like, the whole time I don't even care no more, but now you don't like, now you're mad about it, now you don't like the person. And it's like, well, damn, like, how is this gonna work? And that's what I love about myself, because I feel like I'm more of like, granted, do I hold grudges? Yes. Let me shut up. Actually, yeah, I do hold grudges. I hold grudges, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, I'm just not gonna make it like a problem for you if you don't take my advice. I'm not gonna, like, it's not the end of the world. It's like, okay, do what you're gonna do. I'm always gonna give my opinion, but do what you're gonna do. We're not gonna fall out over it, or at least I haven't gotten to that extent yet. But I feel like my next topic kind of ties into this, but actually, no, it does not really. I thought it did. I forgot. I took stuff off of here because that's what I mean. I've been trying to pack these episodes in. That's why a couple of last few have been like an hour long. Next up is having your man around your friends. And this stems from, that's why it's not in the hot topics, because this is not a hot topic. I'm tired of talking about this lady for real. But I saw this and I had to talk about it. So, Bad Baby, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but, you know, I don't know if she vlogs on YouTube or whatever, but I keep seeing little clips from the vlog ever since I saw or talked about the first one. But she went on a trip, I think it was to Vegas, with her friends, and her friends were like upset with her because she brought her man around. And mind you, like, her man, they've had like, I mean, I feel like everybody knows at this point, or maybe you don't know, but her man has like beaten her up before. Like, she's going in there crying, screaming about the man. Like, she has the old diss track with Alabama about, like, it's just so much drama with the man. So I guess her friends were upset. Like, why would you bring him? Like, we don't fuck with him. Like, after all he do to you, like, we don't mess with him. So they were upset. And I just wondered, like, damn, like, how do people feel about that? Like, because I feel like that's like a lot more normalized, at least to me, like bringing your boyfriend for things, like, or bringing boyfriends to things, or hanging out with boyfriends and friends. Like, and I see this, I'm talking just like because I watch, you know, vloggers and everything too, and just my personal life, I feel like that's a lot more normalized. Like, girls be bringing their boyfriends out, and it's like, I wonder how often friends are not communicating that they're uncomfortable with that. But I also like that's my point too, is I feel like it really matters the comfort level of your friends. Like I know certain friends aren't gonna want to hang out. And that's what I mean. I remember in high school, like my friends would hang out with my high school boyfriend, or like we would all hang out, but that's because I feel like more so like we all knew each other. But then as you know, as things start going downhill or they start finding out things, it's like, oh, I don't want to hang out with your boyfriend. Like I'm not hanging out with him. Like no. So I think there has to be boundaries. Also, like, so they were saying that Bad Baby paid for the trip, including her friends. Like, she paid for her friends to go on the trip. And that's where I kind of feel like it gets to a point where it's like, girl, this is my motherfucking trip at this point. Like, I paid for the trip. Granted, I don't know all the context. I don't know if it was like a friend's birthday or whatever, because I feel like some people in the comments were saying that. But their comments were so up and down, you couldn't tell really what was what. But if this was Bad Baby's trip and she paid for everything, she paid for friends to come, everything, it's like she can never be in there, toxic or not. It's up to y'all to be like, I don't care what you paid for, I'm not coming. That's what you should really be on, in my personal opinion. Me, and that's what I mean, that's how I am personally. If I don't like somebody, I'm not coming around. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what the case may be. I don't care. If I don't like you, if I don't like what you stand on, if I don't respect you as a person, if I don't respect your morals, I'm not hanging out with you. I just don't matter what is being provided. So I don't know. That was my take on that. If she paid for the trip, then her friend should have not came off of the strength. Y'all don't like him that much, don't come. Like, but granted, at the same time, and then see, I always got to play devil's advocate myself. It's like, if your friend is in a toxic situation, it's like, you also don't want to leave her by herself. You don't want it to get to the point of isolation. But more so the main topic for me was having your boyfriend around your friends. And especially when they've known that he's done stuff, it's like, that can get kind of tricky. And then that's why I mean, like, you don't want it to be where your friends are arguing with your boyfriend or like whatever the case may be. But I feel like this is something I've done often in the past. Like, if I have a boyfriend, we're all hanging out. Like, you're like, y'all are all my friends. Like, everybody's my friend like that. But granted, more so like once like you're established and once like you're like, you know, that's because I feel like boyfriends should be your friends. Like, boyfriend, like, any relationship I'm in, I want my boyfriend to be my best friend. I want him to be more than just a boyfriend. I want him to be my partner, my friend. Like, I can do everything with you. Granted, it shouldn't be an everyday thing, but I feel like that's the best feeling when you can have your boyfriend around your friends and it's not weird. It's like just a group of people hanging out, and I love that. But at the same time, when shit start getting tricky, when things start getting a little toxic, friends are not going to be down with it. And I feel like you should respect that though too. I feel like Bad Baby was basically saying like, oh my goodness, like I didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, you do gotta at some point acknowledge maybe the uncomfortable situation you might have put them in, you know, or like unsafe. So, oh, I did want to throw in here too, because it just came up in right before I started recording. Moving out, this is like a random topic, but actually it came up from last episode, how I asked at what age is it embarrassing to move out. That topic seemed to stem a lot of conversation, so I did want to talk about that. So I moved out. I keep having a drink because I feel like I'm losing my voice. Okay, so I moved out at 21. Yeah, I was just about to turn 22, so I moved out December 2021. I turned 22 in March 2022. And like I said, like, I don't be knowing how much I want to share. It's so like, and then we'll just get a little vulnerable real quick. I be feeling uncomfortable sharing things too, because like I said, it's not so much always my story. Like, I don't ever want to make, regardless of the no contact situation and regardless of where I stand with my mom, also with my dad being passed away, or I just hate saying that, but with that situation too, it's like I don't ever want to speak on them in a way that makes them look bad, but also it's just my experience and these are the things that I went through, and it doesn't, they might not deem that to be a bad experience, but that's what I mean for me, for my experience. So in 2021, I was homeless. We were all living in a hotel. I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be living in a hotel. I didn't like that for myself. I wanted a home. I moved more times than I think my age at that point in my life. I don't know what is going on with my throat, y'all. I hope I'm not getting sick. I did take some therapy the other night, but I did, I moved a lot growing up. Granted, we were able to stay in the same schools because that's why I was very fortunate to have a mom and dad that made it a point for us to stay in the same schools, but we moved a lot. So it was just really tricky. Like, it was just really tricky when we got in another situation of moving or being homeless. And now I'm an adult, and now I'm realizing like, oh, I control my life. I control this situation. I don't got to be here. I don't have to be in this situation. So I chose to move out. Mind you, when we moved out, that was September. We moved out in September. and moved into the hotel. And I didn't have a job. I was doing Uber Eats. I did not have a job. I was doing Uber Eats and I had my business selling lip gloss, which wasn't paying the bills. It was making a couple dollars on the side, but it wasn't paying no bills. So I had to get a job. Literally, September, moved out. Homeless, no job. Packing orders out of my car, out of a storage unit. October, got a job. December, moved out. Imagine how much I probably had saved. Nothing. I paid $500 to move in with one check. I think my checks was like $570. Paid $500 for my move-in deposit fee, whatever the case may be. Day of, paid my move-in fees, which I think was probably like another $500 or something, and moved out. Didn't have no money saved up. Didn't have a plan. I just knew the plan was I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not sleeping in the hotel. I need my own space. Didn't have no furniture. Didn't have nothing. Very much nothing. And this came up because it's like, we make it a thing of like, oh, I'm not moving out yet because I'm trying to save up. And then a lot of times we're not saving up. Like, I feel like that was my excuse for so long. Like, oh, I'm trying to stack my bread. I ain't stacked nothing. Because that's what I mean. When we ended up in that situation, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nowhere to go. I didn't have no money to put up for nothing. Like, nothing. So that's more so be real with yourself. Like, I wasn't being real with myself. I was not stacking no bread. I was not doing nothing. So I just went out on a whim, jumped off the porch. Like, I just did whatever I had to do. And I was like, like, I bet on myself. I was like, I'm going to get this apartment and I'm never going to be homeless again. And that was 2021. We're in 2025. I've been on my own for the last 4 years. And granted, have I come a little close sometimes, probably like once or twice. But I'm here. I'm not going to be in that situation again. If it's up to me, I will not be homeless again. I will not be put in that circumstance again. Because that's what I mean. It's all about breaking these generational curses of being in these situations. I don't ever want to be in a situation like that again. And that's what was going on. That's what drove me. That was the ambition that was going, because I'm like, it was the little girl in me of like, oh my God, I'm so tired of being in a situation. There's nothing I can do about it. And then fast forward, I'm 21 and I'm back in a situation. No, I'm not doing it. I can do something about it this time. So that's what I did. But all that to say, like, you don't need a ton of money to move out. Granted, I don't advise every single person to move out and do that, like to move out and just, if you can, like, because that's why I said, I think at last episode I learned with the car, like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like, sometimes if you can wait a little bit, you should. But just to tell other people, like, it's not, you don't need all the money in the world to move out. And honestly, that situation is an example in itself, because like I said, I'll get into that in another episode. But my first apartment experience was the worst experience of my life. Bed bugs, roaches, mice, everything. But I was so determined to move out. I did not want to be in the hotel. I thought anything was better than being in the hotel. And granted, something will always come. Like, it's like, you just have to really believe that shit gonna get better. Because that's what I mean. Now look, way better apartment. None of those issues whatsoever. Been here for 3 years now. Super happy. Fine with it. Like, things will get better. You got to put in the work. You got to trust the process. And that's what I mean. There's so many times where I didn't trust the process or whatever, or almost gave up on the process. But as long as you trust the process, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you put that work in, you'll be cool. So to any of my people who are thinking about moving out or whatever the case. All right, moving on to our favorite things we don't say. Okay, so let's see. Things we don't say. We had two submissions. Damn, how many DMs I got? So first we have a things we don't say. We have a viewer submission from @RosaLydia__. Things we don't say. How we truly feel when someone or something is bothering us. Okay. I struggle with this so bad because, like I was saying earlier, when I'm bothered by something, or like when I'm upset about something, I tend to take the time to think about it. But I can't tell you how many times that's come across where I sit there, something happens to me, right? I'll sit there, I think about it, I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, it wasn't that deep, I'm not gonna say nothing. 9 times out of 10 though, it'd be like, I gotta bring this up. We gotta talk about this. And so I'm not bringing it up at the time it happened. And I've had friends, and that's what I mean. I'm glad when they do confirm me on that. I've had friends be like, oh, like, well, why didn't you bring this up when it happened? Or why didn't you say something originally? It's like, I'm not realizing how bad it bothers me until it bothers me. But granted, should I bring it? Because who's to say, maybe if I would have brought it up when it happened, you would have pulled that out of me. You would have made me realize how much it did bother me. But I just like to take the time, because I feel like I don't word things well when I'm upset. Like, I'm very quick to like say the wrong thing and things come out in a way that I don't want them to. Like, I'm not good with wordplay when it comes to that. And that's something that's like a weakness of mine. Like, I can't go back and forth with somebody because I just go straight to disrespect. I can't. I'll just go straight to, what do you want to do? Like, what are we doing? Because we're not doing this. So I don't like to do that. I like to sit and think about it so that I can maturely and communicate appropriately, so that I'm not just disrespecting, or I'm like explaining explaining in a way that the person that I feel offended by understands, or like if I'm bothered by something, they understand why I'm bothered by it, where I'm able to articulate that to them for a way for them to understand. Granted, I don't think that's always the best way, because like I said, it just makes it seem like I'm harboring negative feelings for people, or like not communicating or being mature about a situation, not talking about things when they're happening. But to me personally, I feel like as long as I'm getting it out, as long as eventually we are talking about it, then yeah, like, but I think that's very, especially just in relationships, not even just friendships. Well, honestly, I feel like it's really heightened in both, just like not saying how we feel about stuff and then letting it come out later. Like, and one thing I cannot stand when you argue with somebody and you telling them something they did or something that bothers you, and now here, well, you do this. It's not time for you. It's time for me. I'm telling you what you did to bother me. It's not time for you to bring up what I did 5 months ago. Okay? That's not the time for that. It's not the time for this. If you want to talk about that, you should have talked about that 5 minutes ago. And granted, what I hate about, what I don't want to say I hate, but I can't stand with me, is when people do that to me, I really sit there and talk about it. Like, I really sit there and be like, and explain, oh, well, this is why this happened 5 months ago. But it's like, no. Stick to the topic. Stick to, this is the main focus. The main focus is what they did just now to bother you. But that's what I mean. I feel like that's a tactic people use to get you to like get off their ass. It's like, I'm about to get on your ass and you're gonna forget that you even on mine. Like, but I really want to get out of that. I feel like that's not a healthy way to go about things. Waiting to speak on things with friends or family or whatever, because all it really does is, especially like, that's what I mean, I know for me, it really just builds up the anger, especially if it's something that's really bothering you. It just builds that anger up, and I don't think that's a healthy way to go about things, because before you know it, now you're blowing up. And that's what happens a lot of times. It's like, now you got all these things that are bothering you. But if honestly, and I'm open to that, if anybody has any like tips for that, because like I said, when something's bothering me, I sit on it for a little bit to make sure that it's something worth arguing over, it's something worth bringing up, and then I bring it up. But like I said, a lot of the time people take that as like, well, why would you not say anything, if they get irritated with me? So how can I fix that? Was anybody have any tips or tricks on that? Or how do you go about when something's bothering you? Do you bring it up right away? Because that is something I genuinely, that's what I mean, I like constructive criticism. That's something I really do want to work on as a person. So let me know in the comments. Second, things we don't say. We got another viewer submission. Okay, next up, we have another viewer submission from @anythingforselenas ____. Things we don't say. When someone's kid is crying on the plane and they don't even make an attempt to try and quiet the baby. I get it. It's a baby, bro. They're gonna cry, but like, damn, get your child together. This is real. Granted, I think I only dealt with this once, which is crazy. It was this year when I went to Puerto Rico. There was a baby on the plane screaming, crying, but the mom was trying her best. The mom was really trying to get the baby to calm down. But I get like, not like people not making an attempt. So I haven't dealt with that on the plane with crying, but I've dealt with that twice now with a child kicking my seat. And it's just like, now if I turn around and scream at your child, or like, I would have never, but like, if I turn around and snap, then I'm wrong. But you see your kid kicking my seat. And it's like, I feel like it's all a setup. They want that to happen. Which is a lot of, like, this world is just toxic. People want that negativity. They want to see that drama happen. So I think a lot of the time it's really just a setup. I don't think, it's not that they don't want their kid to stop crying. They want you to say something so they can say something, so they can unleash some anger. More so, I have this issue with kids acting up in public. So for example, sometimes like today, I was ready to record around like, or no, let me not say ready to record, but I could have recorded as early as like 7:30 today. Why not? The kids on the street screaming. They're outside screaming until 9:30. And I'm not talking just regular kids hanging out, having fun. They are screaming at the top of their lungs. Like screaming. People are almost hitting them almost every single day. People are yelling out their windows at them, like, get the out the street, like all types of stuff. And it's just like, are none of y'all parents home? Like, are none of y'all parents watching? And then that's why I'm saying when somebody approaches your child or addresses your child, now it's wrong, but you're not doing anything. Like, I just don't get that. That's so irritating to me. And just as somebody who doesn't have kids themselves, it irritates me even more because it's just like, I don't got no kids. Like I said, I don't got, oh, it's hard. So it's like, bro, come on. And then I feel like I'm being ignorant almost because I don't have kids. It's like, damn, like, I don't know how hard this shit really is. I don't know what it really takes and everything. But it's just like certain stuff like that, like, I just know I wasn't doing it. We wasn't outside screaming bloody murder. Like, there's so many, I can't tell you how many times it's happened where I'm thinking somebody's being hurt because they're not playing like just screaming. They're just screaming for no reason. Or like the other day they ran down the street screaming every cuss word you can think. They screamed oh my God. What was he saying? The little boy was like, you pussy ass bitch motherfucker. Like, drawn. So I really feel like parents should be more aware of that. And that's what I mean. These are like, they're right outside their houses. Like, it's no way their parents are not hearing this shit. So that really bothers me. I don't like that. Do better. If you are one of the parents that just do better. Because I just really hate, and that's what I mean. I've never wanted to do it because I'm not going to do that to a child. But I'm so scared of like somebody out here one day screaming at them kids or getting out of their car because they really be doing some crazy stuff. Like, they be touching people's cars, all types of stuff. But yeah, that's my take on that. Okay, we did pretty good. We're at like what? We're at like 50. Not that bad. I think we're a little shorter than that. But yeah, we're gonna be closing this out. I like our little. I like that I'm shortening the episodes because I feel like I was trying to cram so much stuff in before where I'm not getting all my thoughts out. I'm not able to focus on one thing. So I'm really glad that I feel set on a time limit. Let me know though how y'all feel about the time. 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes at most. I don't think I'm going to do any more hours unless it's absolutely necessary, unless I got so much to spill for y'all. But yeah, if you have not already, make sure you like, because I know y'all love this episode. Comment and subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed. My PGT gang. Tap in. And leave me a review if you feel comfortable. And especially if you haven't already, leave me a review. Let me know how you are liking the pod so far. I'm really enjoying doing it. Like, I can't believe we're at 8 weeks. What's that? 2 months now already? Like, I can't believe myself in the consistency. I really can't. I'm appalled at myself. And that's what I mean. The clips every day too. Crazy. And the battery's already telling me I'm right on point. But yes, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're tapped in with the PGT gang. Stay pretty, stay messy, and most importantly, stay here.